really fits what I am. I think that some other sad aspects to her life, which are parts of these memories that I thought for a while were other ghosts trying to get my help, were there was a dead guy in a bed, and he's dead, and then there's like screaming of kids around me, and I was going to go, just a feeling of wandering and not coming back. I imagined that I was in a suicidal state, and then I got my period, and it almost like shocked me, grounded me, and shook me out of that. And I walked back to where the dead body was, and then my sort of memory on that fades. So in my grandma's life, my great-grandfather died of the Spanish flu of 1918, and it left her infertile, so she never had any more children. She did have my great-grandfather, because she's my great-great-grandmother. And it's like, wow. I mean, I eventually did learn about all of the details of her life, but I did not know the details of them even when I decided. I was like, I remember my dad being born, and what does that mean, kind of thing. But I accepted it, and I thought that it was important to heal my psyche. And so that's what I have to say. I mean, really, her sons, my great-grandfathers, they all died young of alcoholism, coming off the reservation, because she married a French white man, and so I'm 1/8 Blackfoot, but the rest is mostly, I'm pretty much French, a little bit of Irish, but that's it. I thought I was Dutch until I found out about my biological grandfather. Whole another nuts and bags of stories, right? But I just they drank themselves to death, and then what I think is that I wanted to. It was time to come back and not see that as. I mean, I had a real disconnection. This would only be my second lifetime in this kind of life as this white American woman. And I didn't see drinking as a problem for a long time until I was old. And I had survived everybody, and that real heavy feeling of grief and loss that I still feel in some ways. Except I'm healing everybody a little bit here, moving forward. And I don't think that I should have been continuing to drink. Eventually she remarried a gentleman, and he beat her so badly that they had to run him out of town, and she just did not stand up for herself, and that really fits younger me very badly. I did other drugs, but alcohol would make me, I mean, that's what would really help take the pain away. It would make me delirious, though. Like, I could drink a lot of it, but, and everybody gets drunk, but it would do something to me. Like, it would make me, trip in a bad sense. I'm not talking about like a good psychedelic trip. This is fire water, and it doesn't mix with my genetics, and so I no longer drink. I'm standing up, and I'm evolving, and I'm healing I'm healing everybody a little bit. So there's a lot of the alcoholism and stuff in my dad's side of the family, and drug addiction, and my father is a drug addict as well. And of course I can't make choices for him, but by realizing that I'm going to heal myself, it's going to matter. And it matters. It really does. I feel it. I'm standing up for some things that I should have, and it can matter now. It really is powerful, and I'm here to just share my story. Maybe we weren't all royalty in our last life, but my final part of the story is, how did I choose to, why do you think I remember my past life? Well, at the end of my life, in my last life, I lived in a shack alone. I can remember the ugly green wallpaper. And I lived there alone on a lot of land. And I remember my dad being there. And he came to me and he said that he was going to get married to the person who's my mom. And he's like, Grandma, I'm going to get married. And I was used to the spirits talk. It's funny, now I know that part of this magic comes from the powers of my last life as well. I was also psychic in my last life, a healer. So the black death figure came to me and told me it was going to be time to die now, because I had asked death to come and take me earlier in life, when I lost everybody, when I was drunk and toothless and a prostitute. I said, please come take me. And then death would not, because death knew better than me that this was part of my evolution. So I said, okay, I'm ready, and I am excited for this rest. And I did some spell, that ritual that I remember I used to go out naked out into the yard, but there weren't people who could watch me. And I was like, this is how I'm going to come back. He means the most to me. I love him. He will protect me, meaning my dad, meaning my great-grandson. He will protect me, and boy, would he be surprised to see me. Now, I still think in some ways my dad might know, because he just has made some references like, you remind me of my grandma. And I don't know, I don't want to trip him out and comment and say this is why, but I think so. So then my parents got married. I died in 1980. And then later, whatever, in the 80s, I was born here. And I just kind of hung around in the astral sort of space of what is my dad, waiting for that so that I could take over the body. And oh, sorry, there's like a gnat. Oh my God. So that I could take over that body, though, that was going to be there. And because there's theories like that in Buddhism, that different ancestors fight for, different, for control of this specific person's body. And I think that's really interesting. But I don't know if I realized that coming back would be conscious for me. I just think that I trusted what I was doing, and I knew that I would this would be me. So now I really am a recreation of myself. But I have other aspects of genetic people. I'm responding to epigenetics, I'm responding to the environment and those changes. So I just think that's kind of my story. I know it was sort of mixed up and not a very fun per se story, but I did a lot of the same mistakes as in my last life. That would probably be, I'll be ending sort of here. I've cheated some people. I've done wrong. And I got too attached to the way I looked. I just thought that was all there was to me, so maybe it's a response to being sexually abused in both lifetimes, but I thought that having sexual tension was really all that mattered. And that's not what I think today. That's very cheap, and I think that I need a soul attraction. I need, that has to be there. I have to have that. But I'm evolving, and I'm here to do better this time. And it's really crazy, but a lot of the things check out, and I don't know, it's not a glamorous story, but my understanding of magic and healing comes from my last life, and probably therefore the Blackfoot reservation. I really feel that. And sometimes I let my feelings let me know what is true or what I'm trying to express. Does this mean I believe 1000% that I'm reincarnated? Not really. But I find the explanation helpful in helping me explore my psyche and in understanding my true self. So I'm so healthy today. I mean, when I was an alcoholic, I looked like I was in my 40s. And when I was damaging my body, now you could probably say I'm okay looking, but now that's not what matters to me that much in a pathological way. So I'd like to hear some of your reincarnation stories, and if nothing else, this was just sort of my documentation and self-therapy.